Did I really just kill someone by hitting them with a grenade? Oh my god. It's probably the cheapest kill ever. Oh my god. Oh.
Hey guys, King Poneser here, and today I have a video for you that I just kind of decided to do on a whim. So, as you guys may know, Konami's been kind of pulling our chains when it comes to releasing the ban list. Was going to come out this month, but now it's not coming out until sometime September. Woo! So, anyway, today's video is kind of about one of the archetypes that's going to be hit hard, as everybody is predicting anyway, by the next ban list. Mostly because for a long time, it has been the top tier, sorry DP, it's been the top tier shit, as DP would say. Don't sue me? Anyway, so the archetype I'm talking about, as you've probably already guessed by rational thought or by the title, is Zoodiac. So I have the Wikipedia app on my phone. I've kind of thrown together a list of the Zoodiac cards, and I've kind of put how many I think it should be at in the deck, and I'm basically going to go through, tell you basically their effects, and then tell you what I predict they will be at or should be at. Zoodiac Bunny Blast. Zoodiacs all have two effects. At least the main deck monsters do. They each have an effect that kind of searches out Zoodiacs, but it's whenever they're destroyed by card effect or by battle. And then they have an effect that they give to any Xyz monster that they're summoned, that they're used for summoning. So Bunny Blast, when it's destroyed, you can target a Zoodiac card in your graveyard except Bunny Blast and add it to your hand. And the Xyz effect that it gives is during either player's turn when your opponent activates a spell card or effect that targets this card, you can detach an Xyz material from this card, negate the activation. Now see, that doesn't seem like anything bad to me. That seems like standard negation. However, I do have to point out running stuff at 3 for Zoodiac does get a little crazy because Zoodiacs are just nuts to begin with. I went against a pure Zoodiac the other day on Amino in the chat duel, and oh my god, his freaking Hammer Kong just completely ran me over. Had like 10 materials to it. Ow, I was dead. I was dead before I even hit the ground. But Bunny Blast, I think, if it should be hit by the ban list at all, it should be limited, or semi-limited. It should be at 2. Next one is Kataroost. Its main effect is, if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target a Zoodiac card in your graveyard, except Kataroost, and shuffle it into the deck. And then the Xyz effect, this one's very similar to Bunny Blast, but during your either player's turn when your opponent activates a monster effect that targets this card, you can detach an Xyz material from this card and negate the activation. Now, because it's very similar to Bunny Blast, I decided that my prediction for this would be, it would be semi-limited, so you'd only run 2 of it. Because, you know, I don't think running 3 of any of the Zoo cards is good. Just this deck gets so OP, even in its pure form, without running any sort of engine. So, I just figured just limit it. Ram. Okay, this one's a basic one. So, its destroyed effect is target a Zoodiac monster in your graveyard, except Ram, and special summon it. Okay, so we've got one that summons instead of shuffling. Now, when the Xyz effect is, when your opponent activates a trap card or effect that targets this card, it's quick effect. That's quickie. DP, don't sue me. you can detach one Xyz material from this card, negate the activation. Okay, so it's similar to Cataroost and Bunny Blast, except for the fact that neither of the other ones were quick effects. So I'm kind of on the borderline with this one. I think Ram Ram should either be at 1 or 2 on the ban list, not in a deck. I don't know. I don't know how to build Zoodiac, so... Okay, Rapier. Now this one's already semi-limited, and I don't think it should change from that, but I'm just going to read its effects anyway. But when it's normal summon, you can send a Zoodiac card from your deck to the graveyard. It's pretty simple, but it's... Rapier is like the main card of the deck. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys watching this already know this from everybody who makes these videos. Like, Simo made a video where he used the statistic software to predict how well a deck will be. But its Xyz effect is once per turn, you can detach one Xyz material from this card, special summon a Rapier from your deck. So, that's kind of the reason why I don't think it should be touched again by the ban list. I think it should stay at semi-limited. Because if you limit it, nobody's going to use it in the deck anymore because it's only worth something if you can search another Rapier. So, keeping it at 2 is probably the most logical thing. Now, Zoodiac Thoroughblade. Now this one's kind of more OP. Okay, so Thoroughblade. If this card is normal summoned or special summoned, you can discard a Zoodiac card, and if you do, draw a card. So basically, Thoroughblade is an Allure of Darkness for Thoroughblade, without the cost of banishing your entire hand. So its Xyz effect that it gives is, if this card, it's a piercing effect. No material removal, just piercing. So, because of that effect, I figure it's a little more OP because some of the Xyz monsters are really powerful when they get big on materials. So I figured Zoodiac Thoroughblade might get hit down to 1. Purely because it's also a 1600 attacker. And its effect is just spicy. Zoodiac Whiptail. I think it's more like a Gilasaurus for the archetype because it does instead of just sending the monster to the graveyard, instead of destroying it, automatically it banishes the card. I don't even does after damage calculation, so the monster itself doesn't get destroyed whatsoever. It's just attack, battle damage, and then banish. So card effects that say stuff like when this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, that sort of effect cannot activate after Xyz's monster with Whiptail as a material attacks, which is why I think Whiptail should be set to 1. Purely because the effect it gives is rather OP. So Zoodiac Sign, I'm not going to go too much into the effects, but it's a boost on the attack and defense of Zoodiac monsters, and you can kind of, once per turn, you can pretty much choose which Zoodiac is destroyed. Because if one would be destroyed, you can choose a different target. But anyway, I think Zoodiac Sign should just be semi-limited. Shouldn't be at 3 because it does have a good effect. But it shouldn't be at 1 either because it's a field spell. Field spells are usually critically needed for the deck, so I keep it at 2. Besides, unless you want to break real bad, field spells are always good for setting it to. Zoodiac Barrage, I'm just gonna flat out say I think should be limited because you can just destroy, not tribute. You can destroy a Zoodiac monster you control, which means you're automatically activating its effect if it's one of the ones that do that. And then you get to special summon one from your deck. So say you destroyed Bunny Blast or Cataroost, you'd be able to pretty much select one from your graveyard to special summon too, because the chain would be Bunny Blast or Cataroost would happen first. You'd be shuffling one from your graveyard to the deck, and then you choose it to be special summoned using Barrage. So yeah, keep it at 1, just purely because it's continuous and it's got that awesome effect. Combo, I think, should go to 2, because it's basically a jar of avarice for the pot of avarice for the deck type, for the archetype, but it does so much more because you can also attach a Zoodiac monster from your deck to an Xyz monster you control. So that should be at 2. Zoodiac Gathering, it's continuous, so what do you think I'm going to put it at? 1. Or what should I say it should be at? 1. Basically, while it's out, to activate one Zoodiac Xyz monster's effect to remove a unit, you can remove it from anywhere. It doesn't have to be on that monster. It can be on any Zoodiac Xyz monster you control. Just any other Xyz monster you control. And you can banish this card from the graveyard and target 2 Zoodiac Xyz monsters you control and attach one to the other. Okay, so I'm redoing this cut because I completely rambled on about Borbo. So right now I'm gonna do the extra deck monsters for Zoodiac. Now, something you guys probably know if you know anything about Zoo, but all the Xyz monsters have the effect that they have the total attack and defense of all the monsters that they have as materials. So if you had one of each main deck Zoodiac monster attached to them, they'd have 4,800 attack points. So keep that in mind. But Borbo, I think it should be at 1, because this one's a really OP guy. 1, it can attack directly. Keep in mind, like I said, if it had one of every material, one of every main deck monster on it, it would have 4,800 attack points. Plus all those effects that come with it. And then this monster can attack directly. Then it has the OP effect that you don't even have to remove materials for this, but if it has 12 or more materials on it, after it inflicts battle damage, you can send as many cards from your opponent's hand as you want to the graveyard, and then Borbo goes to defense mode. Yay! So, in my opinion, should be at 1. Broad Bull. I don't think this effect's very OP, so I think it should only be at 2, but I'm not gonna say it should stay at 3 because I have this little thing where no Zoo should be at 3. Just saying. Because Zoo needs to be a hit. Sorry to all you guys who love Zoo because it's basically a helmet deck, and because it's Earth type, it's good with just about any other archetype. So, Broad Bull, you can detach a material from this card once per turn and add a Beast Warrior type monster that can be normal summoned or set from your deck to your hand. So that's getting any Zoodiac monster from your main deck that you want. Checkanine. This one, like I said, with Broad Bull, not too OP, so it should be at 2. Once per turn, you can detach an Xyz material from this card, and then target a Zoodiac monster from your graveyard and special summon it. But for the rest of this turn, has no effect, and it can't be used as an Xyz material. Okay, Zoodiac Dryden. This is like the key Xyz monster for the deck. So I'm saying it's going to be at 1. So basically, once per turn during either player's turn, you can detach a material from this card, and then just plain up target a card on the field and destroy it. And this is either player's turn, by the way, so your opponent has some cards that lock you out from doing some important thing. My turn, bloop. Your turn, bloop. My turn, bloop. And because you can, with the Zoodiac deck, you can pretty much recycle the materials and keep getting materials to your monsters. There's pretty much no end to this effect. That's why I say Trident should be at 1. Now, hammer count. I got steamrolled by this the other day. So automatically, I think it should be at 1. Once per turn during the end phase, you have to detach a material from this card. But its effect is still kind of OP. Because while it's face up and has Xyz materials on it, your opponent cannot target face up Zoodiac monsters on the field with effects. Except for hammer count. So yeah, 1. Now Tiger Mortar, I'm not going to be cruel and say it should be at 1 because it's pretty needed in the extra deck, but it shouldn't be at 3. I don't think anybody even runs it at 3, but it shouldn't be at 3 anyway. No zoo should be at 3. But basically Tiger Mortar recycles cards because it lets you take a Zoodiac monster from your graveyard and attach it to any Zoodiac Xyz monster you control. But it's kind of OP in the fact that this card fuels other cards and then makes them go pew. So I think it should be at 2. Now, that's what I think that all the zoo cards should be at now. I think that the ban list should mainly focus on True Kings, Draco, True Draco, and Zoo. Just those 3 archetypes need to be touched by this. And I might do some true ban list predictions for the True Kings and the True Dracos. But anyway, guys, that's been my ban list predictions and kind of hopes for Zoodiac, because I think Link format made it possible for older decks to be good and relevant again. But I don't think that's possible while all these newer archetypes are still top tier, wrecking everybody's day. So that's been my ban list predictions and kind of hopes for Zoodiac. And I hope you liked this video. If you did, press that thumbs up button right there. If you have any thoughts on what I said, go ahead and comment down below. If you want, you can subscribe. I would really love that. I'm trying to find more people for this team, but it's really hard where I live at. Shaggy, you're going to see him eventually when I upload the Magnet OTK, if I didn't upload it before this. Because I didn't upload it at the time of recording this. But I've got to hurry. I'm running out of time. Anyway, guys, like I said in the one video about game clips and Amino, I want you guys to email me game clips at KuriBanditz@gmail.com. Nothing too long, just enough for me to put at the beginning of a video. And I will shout out anybody who does that for me. Okay? Also, if you want to join Team KuriBanditz, I'm going to try making up a Google form and putting it in the description of a video, of maybe this video if I get the chance. So if you want to join Team KuriBanditz, we'll see. Or you could just email me at KuriBanditz@gmail.com and we'll talk things out. Okay, guys? Hope you have a great day, and remember, keep your ponage levels at the maximum.